More news from the Clemson spring practice, first spring practice of 2023. Before we get into the video, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on all of my exclusive Clemson content I put out every single week. All right, Tiger fans, more discussion on Clemson spring practice. As you know, I visited spring practice today and got to check it out. Had a great experience. It started out with Dabo Sweeney and his press conference and just talking about his expectations, his thoughts going into it. Really, really cool to see Dabo be so excited after so many years of being a head coach at Clemson. He's still excited to get out there, and he is a developmental coach. He constantly talked about how excited he was to see these new guys come in and just see what they can do. Start them from where they're at now and develop them over multiple years. You know, kind of that KJ Henry type experience to see what they can do and how far they can come in it. And I wanted to show a couple of videos for you as they posted them up on Clemson's Twitter account. Clemson Football at Clemson FB. This is one video I really like. It's one of those ones where I have no idea how you do it in After Effects. I could probably figure it out if you found a YouTube channel for me to emulate, but I really think it's pretty cool at motion tracking of the football from the quarterback to Antonio Williams on the opposite end of the field. Really, really cool. Clemson social media always does so well. I just love it. Again, another picture here or a video here of Barrett Carter just going around high-fiving the team, just having a good time, talking about it's good to be back, doing his fun high fives with everybody and handshakes. And I will say that's what I noticed from the rest of the team, from the atmosphere. Not only was Dabo Sweeney excited to get back into the normal rhythm of spring practice and football and actually playing football, but the players were too. From the quarterbacks all the way down, everybody was just excited to be there and have a good time. And that's how you want your atmosphere, your culture to be. As you can see, Will Shipley, star running back for the Clemson Tigers, getting in his warm-ups there to begin practice. And Phil Maffa behind him, obviously you can see he's changed his number to number 7, so don't get confused there. When you see number 7, it's not Kobe Pace as he's transferred out. It is Phil Maffa now. So number 1 and number 7 on your program there, so you'll have to see them on the field. Looking forward to it. Again, a lot of excitement around the program and from the players that I saw, you know, it's spring practice today. Great weather as well. Cade Klubnik mentioned it. Great weather to see everybody out there. And I got another video that I wanted to show. It's the Clemson Athletics Branding Institute, the CAB, as Dabo Sweeney said. Let me rewind it here for you and play it. I'm going to pause it as we go through. Here's the doors I came through. As you walk in, if you're part of the media, they'll check you in, and you can see through the doors there is the media center, and we'll get to that at the end of the video, but that's kind of where you get your player interviews and your coach interviews. You go up the stairs to the second floor, and it gets into that Clemson Athletic Branding Institute, the CAB. There's the editing studio, a bunch of computers there for you to do your video editing, your audio editing, iMacs, just really powerful computers for you to do what you need, whether it's you or whether it's the Clemson staff that helps you through it. It gives you that opportunity to make that social media content that's so popular out there. And then you jump into the photo studio, which, man, look at this giant space for photos, and it's kind of a blank white wall, but you can do a lot of different things with it. And that was the idea. Ross Taylor, the sports information director, said that was the idea, was to kind of make it to where you're not pigeonholed into one type of content. You can really kind of mold it the way you want. And here is another photo studio there. And I wanted to show this one, or really talk about this one, because when I walked in there, nothing that you see on the screen right now was anything that was there when I was there. So as you can tell, you can move props, you can move lights, you can move fans, backgrounds, backdrops, whatever you want. They were completely different. There were completely different backdrops, completely different props there, completely different lights and cameras that you can do. So really, whatever the player dreams of, they can do it. And then this is one of my favorite. I think this is the player's favorite as well. the podcasting or audio studio, you can see you got your noise dampening foam on the side. You have a table there for 4 of your friends to talk and do your podcast. Really, really high-level mics, expensive mics, expensive headphones, expensive audio equipment, top-of-the-line audio equipment. No expense spared here. You got a beautiful wooden table there for kind of group sessions under the podcast with your soundboard there in the middle so you can make sure it sounds great. And then you get over there where you maybe want to do something more intimate. Let me back it up just a little bit because it went pretty fast on me. You maybe want to do not something group setting, maybe you want to do something more intimate. So there's the leather chairs there behind the Clemson logo to where you can have a conversation with a one-on-one with somebody. But again, a lot of empty space there on purpose too, so you can kind of mold it the way that you want. And if you're a player out there that wants to use social media, that wants to use podcasting and video content like I do on YouTube, like I do on podcasts or on the radio, I mean, really anything that you think of, if you're a Clemson football player, you can do it there, and that staff will help you and mold it for you, which I think is just great. And then we're going to kind of zoom down or zoom around the goalpost here. By the way, great drone footage. Whoever, I know that there's a specific company that they use, but whoever it was, big shout out to you specifically, because this is great work from the drone. And then they go into the conference room where you see, I believe that's Blake Miller, a player there, discussing his NIL deals. So this is a great spot for you to bring in some of those sponsors that you might be interested in partnering with, or even bring in other players or content creators such as myself or whoever it may be to discuss what kind of content you're going to create. Because as we know, it's not all about having the space, but also having what you want to say and what you want to do. And how you want to create it. So you have to kind of game plan it out. You don't just show up and film. You don't just show up and record. You have to kind of game plan it out. And this is what this room is for: game planning, brainstorming, talking to sponsors and NILs, the collectives that are out there, and what you want to maybe do in the future. And then you zoom through here to the Media Center, the Smart Family Media Center. This is where I was for the Dabo Sweeney press conference. He was up front kind of going through the questions and what his thoughts were preseason going into spring practice. And as you can see, there's different spots there. Originally, members of the media just had to bring a book bag and sit on the floor, find the nearest available plug-in if it was available, if there was anything there. Now they have this really, really nice media room, media center, where they can set up their stuff. They can have a dedicated seat. They can bring their laptops. They can work. They can post. In the back, you can't see it from this picture, but in the back is for television cameras. There's a lot of space for that, and they're big, giant tripods that they have. So a lot of room. I think when I was there, I saw many members of website media and writers and guys that are out there on the beat. Then you also had Don Munson and the radio crew in the back corner, and then you had the television crews out there and myself in there. So really a lot of space and dedicated space for people to sit down. Just great for those members of the media to be able to take advantage of. Really, really like what Clemson has done in adding these rooms for the Clemson Athletics Branding Institute. Again, Dabo Sweeney calls it the CAB because it can't do everything for you, but it is a vehicle, a vessel for you to be able to take you to where you want to go. Take that idea, that concept, that content that you want, that you're brainstorming about, that creative side of your brain that you're thinking of, and put it into action and give you that space. That's half the battle, is having a space and having the equipment. The other half of the battle is just actually ripping the Band-Aid off and doing it. And Dabo Sweeney said that's up to the player, of course, but it's great that Clemson has the opportunity and has provided the opportunity for their players to have things like that. Who knows? Maybe they will be the next YouTube star or podcast star out there with this kind of access. So great job. Really enjoyed my time at spring practice. I'll continue to talk about it with more videos. Hey, if you like this video, like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's spring practice, baby. We're back with more Clemson football.